Corn. Can you think of a barbecue without corn? Can you think of summer without corn? To me, that's the sign that summer really is here, when people start having corn in the market and at the farmer's market. I think corn is one of the best farmer market items that you can select. What we call corn is actually maize. Maize originated in the Americas, primarily in the Central American countries and the western coast of the United States and Mexico. The original corn was not sweet, so therefore it was primarily used as corn flour and cornmeal and as forage for the livestock. Our corn in the United States was bred to be sweeter, and it's called sugar corn. We have the sweetest corn in the world. Now, the spread of the corn went clear around the world, and almost every country has a dish like polenta in Italy made with cornmeal. For those that are avoiding gluten, corn can be used in the diet. So, this is a fresh ear of corn. To select it, I always feel of the base of it. It has to be kind of fat looking. You know, it's got to feel firm and fat, even before I open it to see if it's got little kernels. Ooh, this is a pretty one. Hasn't been out. Actually, this one's not that great looking on that side, but this side is good. And if you squirt one of those, so you can see this juice come out of it. The other reason why I knew that this was probably a pretty good ear of corn is that the end of the silk was brown, but it wasn't dried out. We'll talk more about fresh corn in just a second. What I want to show you is all the ways you can get corn. It is amazing how we can get corn. Well, corn is one of the few American vegetables, grains, that has been spread clear around the world. It started out in the Americas. So what we have is, we have canned corn. We have it by itself, we have it creamed, we have it with other items in it, other vegetables. We also have it in little portable packs for your lunches. Great way to take it. And then we also have the baby corn that you'll see in a lot of Asian cooking. And this is not the same corn that we eat. This is ones that have been specially developed to put out a lot of little corn. So that's how that is. The other thing that corn is used for is to make hominy. It's done with lye and it makes hominy. I love hominy. And hominy creates grits, which is one of my favorite foods. And we're going to talk about these at another time. The other thing that corn comes in is it comes out as masa harina. It's the Mexican flour of corn, and they use it mainly for tortillas and making all the enchiladas and the tamales. Wonderful stuff. I use it for breading my fish particularly. And then out of the corn comes cornmeal for cornbread. Now, the interesting thing about corn is that it actually is not a true vegetable at all. Culinarily, it's a vegetable because we eat it that way, but technically it is a grain, and that's the reason why you can make the flours and stuff out of it. Now, of course, you also have steamers in the freezer with just plain corn. You can also get corn frozen with other vegetables. Great way to have them on hand, easy to use. They're all cleaned, you just take it out and cook it. And then, of course, there's popcorn. We're gonna make a whole show about popcorn. There's so many things about popcorn you should know. And then, my favorite is when you have these frozen cobs that you can use like regular corn, and they are usually in halves, like this. And the first thing we're gonna see is how to use those and steam them. So, let's get back to the fresh. I'm gonna move some of this stuff out of the way so you can see what I'm doing here. The first thing to do is, how do you select it? And I just said, I feel at the end to be sure it's fatter. Then you get it home. You really need to use it in a couple of days, unless you're going to do the process of freezing. And so this is how I did a little test for you. This is what I bought. I bought these all on the same day. This one I laid on the countertop, and you'll see what happened to it. It's really dry. Then, one recommended way is you wrap them in paper towels for a couple of days. These are really nice. It's not dried out. The silk isn't dried. This one, the silk is like, fried. I can make it, dribble it. So this is a great way. You individually wrap each one in a wet paper towel. Or, because I'm the easy cook and I like to do things the easy way, I have 4 in this bag. This is the way I bought them at the store. I came home and I just rolled the bag around them. And then I put them on the same tray that I had my the ones wrapped in paper towels. These two are fine, whichever way you want to do that. This is the lazier way to do it, and I have to admit I like to do things the easy way. So now that we have them, we're going to go ahead and finish peeling this one. Each one of these little silks makes a kernel. Well, hopefully they each make a kernel, but that's how the kernels are fertilized. So you need to take that off. You need to take off the skins. Now, there are some people that dry the skins to make tamales. So you just take all this off. Now, the nutritive content of corn is vitamin C, and if you take a paper towel, this is easier, but I don't know, I kind of like doing it. And you don't want to put those into water too much, and so people boil them a lot. I want to show you an easier way. You can break these in half, just break it in half and it's going to squirt you. And then you put them in the steamer and steam them. Now, these are the ones that were frozen, and I put in here to show you how easy that is. And then you can just serve them like this. They're done. And then you can put these, this is a lighter version as you can see, because there's all shades of yellow and white, but for the different corn. You stick them in there, you put the lid on, and you cook them for about 15 to 20 minutes, depending on how thick it is. And you just test them to see if they're really hot. Great way to do it, easy, easy. Now, the other thing you can do, and I'm just going to use the frozen ones, but you can use the fresh ones too, is that you can take these, you can spread a little butter on them, and then you can just put them on the grill, indoor or out, and this butter will keep it from being too dried out. Actually, in this one I have a little bit of honey, and that's the reason why I do that. It seems to make the butter stick better, and it seems to stay on there and make a little glaze. Oh, these are to die for. And then you just flake them, and I like to make them pretty, so I kind of put them on the grill, like, you know, with the lines and stuff. You just sit there. Now you do have to turn them, because as you can imagine, the ones down here are going to get done fast and these up here aren't going to get done. But you just keep turning them. You put them on the outside grill next to your meat, but not too far away from it, because this needs quite a bit of heat to cook. And you never know how thick the outsides of the kernels are. There's a lot more information about corn. I'd like for you to go to my website and check it out and start using corn, and don't boil it.